What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're talking about a current Lions player that there are rumors going around that the Detroit Lions are shopping. Let's get this thing started. Now, there are rumors going around right now that the Detroit Lions are shopping Jarrad Davis. If you guys remember, there were rumors around going that the Detroit Lions were shopping Matthew Stafford, and the Lions just shut that whole thing down. They just said, hey, that's not true. These are false rumors. And, some people believe, hey, they're still real rumors, but, the Lions were saying they're false. And then the same thing is happening with Jarrad Davis, where there are rumors up right now that Jarrad Davis is someone that Detroit Lions are shopping, and I'm sure there's tons of people that are asking me, why are they shopping Jarrad Davis? Trust me? Well, don't trust me, actually, but I will say this. Detroit Lions have once again shut it down. At least someone close to the team has shut that down. It said a team source said that Detroit Lions are not shopping him. He says, please make this nonsense stop. Now, this is a very interesting player to look at because I do feel like I wouldn't be shocked if Detroit Lions were actually shopping Jarrad Davis. And that sounds bad. The first round pick back in 2017 that was drafted at number 21 has not lived up to that at all. And also, I feel like we have a player who's pretty much going to take that role over this season. However, it does kind of make sense to keep him around now that you've brought in your new linebacker coach in Tyrone McKenzie. And apparently, Matt Patricia, this is one of his favorite players because he really just buys in the whole Matt Patricia thing. And you got to remember, Bob Quinn drafted him back in 2017. So this was the year before Matt Patricia was even here. So, it wasn't a player drafted for Matt Patricia's defense necessarily. However, we do understand that it hasn't been a great player for us. I mean, even that first year, 18 and 19, he hasn't played that well. And that's kind of concerning with Bob Quinn because he has also missed on Ashawn and T. Tabor, who are two of the top 2-round picks once again. So definitely some concern with early picks. I mean, he hits third rounds and fifth rounds, but this is some concern for sure, especially if they move on from Jarrad Davis. But I guess according to a team source, they're not shopping him. But again, I wouldn't be shocked if they actually were, because this is a guy in Jarrad Davis who, again, hasn't lived up to that potential. One more year left on his contract, which is for $2 million, and then they have to decide to pick up that option, which is for $10 million for 2021. And I don't know if the Detroit Lions are going to do that. Also, bringing in Jamie Collins is the guy that I feel like is going to play a very, very similar position, if not the same position, and could just take his role. I mean, it just like that. Him and Jelani Tavai, Collins and Tavai could be the two starters now. And I know that sounds crazy. You're probably like, well, I thought he was going to be Kennard's replacement. I don't think he's going to be Kennard's replacement. He doesn't play like that. I don't think he's, that's where they want to put him. I think he's a lot better in almost Jarrad Davis's role from last season. I think Devon Kennard is going to be Austin Bryant unless we bring someone else in. But let's look at some numbers here for Jarrad Davis. And like I said, he just hasn't lived up to any of the hype, which is super unfortunate that we even have to talk about this with a guy that was drafted 3 years ago in the first round. First year, which is actually, you can make a case, his best year. I would say 2018 was his best year. But 2017, he graded out as a 52.8 overall, 67.4 against the run, 75.2 in rushing, and a 40.7 in coverage. That's always been the downfall for Jarrad Davis, is his ability to cover, because, he's been a guy that can be a run stopper, but really he gets a lot of pass rush, and that's where the Lions have utilized him ever since he's been drafted. We blitz him a lot, but I would also say his coverage ability is just so bad, I wouldn't be shocked if the Detroit Lions were looking elsewhere. 2018, which I think was his best year, where he had 100 combined tackles and 5.5 sacks, he was still not great. He rated a 32.9 against the run. A 32.9 against the run, that's a huge dip. 74.5 in rushing and 64.5 in coverage, which was kind of a weird year. I'm not exactly sure what the heck happened there, but still, that's not a great coverage grade. And again, just a lot of inconsistencies with Jarrad Davis. And then 2019, his last season, he graded as a 40.4 overall, 53.6 against the run, 72.8 in pass rush. Again, that's always been his thing that he's always went to and relied upon, but 32.6 in coverage. Just never a good coverage linebacker for the Detroit Lions. And that's really been the concern. I mean, even though he had 46 total tackles and 3 forced fumbles and 2 sacks, just can't cover. And I think that's the main concern with this defense. Now, we utilize him to blitz a lot, so it's like he kind of does hide that. But at the same time, when you do drop back in the coverage, it just doesn't work. And that's why I felt like this wouldn't be shocking if this was a legit rumor and Detroit Lions were trying to move Jarrad Davis. And I know it stinks, but I wouldn't be shocked because the Detroit Lions bringing in Jamie Collins, to me, is pretty much could be the exact replacement. I mean, Jamie Collins grades out a lot higher, 75.8 overall, 58.7 against the run, 77.7 in rush, and a 74.8 in coverage. Way better in coverage. We know last season, 3 interceptions, 7 sacks. He grades out higher than Jarrad Davis in coverage, and he's just as good, if not better, in everything else. So I think Jamie Collins could easily be the replacement. Now, the age is definitely a concern. I'm pretty sure the Lions want Jarrad Davis to be the next Jamie Collins, right? And I think bringing in Tyrone McKenzie hopefully can help with that. The linebacker coach from Tennessee, we brought him in this offseason. He's known to help out a lot of linebackers, so hopefully bringing him in makes Jarrad Davis a lot better, and hopefully the experience he's going to learn from a guy like Jamie Collins, the Lions are bringing into the linebacker group that has a lot lot of young players, that doesn't have a lot of players to teach them. That's one thing that Jarrad Davis has really never had. This was a team that needed linebackers. They drafted it right into it, and they never had a lot of great linebackers around him. I mean, he was kind of on the tail end of a lot of very good ones like Levy and stuff like that, but I mean, he was kind of just thrown in there, and it was just him. It was him, and then it's Johnny Tavai. So then you get another young guy. It's like these guys aren't really learning from anybody, so there's no one for them to look up to, and Jamie Collins is going to be that guy. So I'm thinking, this year being his last year on his deal, 2020, the Lions are definitely going to evaluate how he plays. I think he'll get less snaps, but I think, he's going to learn from Jamie Collins, hopefully, and I think they'll evaluate how he plays now this season, and if he plays well enough, they may decide, to bring him back, and then if not, they may just say, hey, we just got to let him go, and we'll find a different replacement, whether that's in the draft next season or even this season later. Something's going to happen, but I think, right now, they're going to want to keep him on his team because they need that age. Jamie Collins is 30, so when Collins, even by next season, he could be slowing down. So he could be slowing down very soon, and you need a guy to be able to step up, and Jarrad Davis is only 25 years old, and like I said, I think Collins plays that same role. So there's definitely some concern that this could be a legit rumor. They're saying it's not, so I'm going to take their word for it that it's not, because I don't think the Stafford one was real either, especially after they said what they said. So in this case, I think Jarrad Davis is not being shopped. However, a lot is riding on 2020. He needs to have a good season, and hopefully with Tyrone McKenzie and also with Jamie Collins in that linebacker group, he can learn, he can get better, and he can thrive, and he can be back, because I do like Jarrad Davis. I mean, this is one of the hardest work. This dude just gives it his all. He's just out of control sometimes giving it his all. And I love watching him on the field. He just needs to be more consistent, but I hopefully he can be, because I want to see this guy. And be really good. We've seen way too many high round picks walk out of here and just struggle. I don't like seeing that. I hate seeing that fact that Tease Tabor barely could make a team. The fact that Ashawn Robinson did basically nothing here, as a second round pick. And now Jarrad Davis, who struggled, could be on his last year and just after his rookie contract. Like, that's not good. I want to see these guys play well. So hopefully Jarrad Davis can figure it out. According to Detroit Lions, these are false rumors, but 2020 is a big year. So let me hear your thoughts and comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.